I look fat.
Welcome to Let's Get Dumb. I'm comedian Joe Kilgallon. With me as always,
Just do one more.
No,
Okay.
such a cunt.
Leave
All right.
hard C.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're in
How do I
trouble.
start this
You're
thing?
in,
It's been a
all
while
the
since we've
cunts
done
are
this.
going to get mad
Yeah.
at you for saying that.
And then you starting immediately is really funny.
All right, I'm
do
starting.
that
Hold on.
earnestly.
No, we
Do you
don't
want
need
me
to
to
do
do
it
that?
earnestly. No, because you
Okay.
already fucked it
All
up,
right, fine.
man.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
God. 5, 4, 3.
This is a do I look fat?
Welcome to Let's Get Dumb, the podcast where I, comedian Joe Kilgallon and comedian Jonah Jurkens, like to ask dumb questions, tell dumb stories, and just have a dumb old time with you. Jonah, how are you, my friend?
I'm fantastic. Thank you for asking.
All right,
Joe.
cool. You do look fat. That's what we were talking about earlier. Our guest today is a great friend of both of ours, a hilarious comedian who tears it up at clubs all over this goddamn country. Welcome to the podcast, Kyle Scanlan. How are you, my friend?
Hi, boys. How are you?
Good, dude.
Thanks for
We're
having
very
me on.
giggly. Jonah fed us a feast before the podcast started. Ribs, French fries, sliders.
Tater tots.
What else do we
Tater
have?
tots.
we had some
chicken
mac and
tenders.
cheese. We had some Brussels sprouts.
I'm
we had some
feeling slow
croquetas.
because of it. What's that word?
Croquetas?
You ordered it just so you could say that word.
No, I didn't. I actually
Okay.
like croquetas. They're very good.
What are they? Can you explain to our listeners?
No, they were a fried ball, and I think it's like with
Mashed potatoes inside of it.
Yeah, it's mashed potatoes, right? Mashed potatoes and cheese. Yeah,
There was some meat
bacon
in
that
there.
one. There's
Bacon.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's
It's like a New Orleans thing, I believe.
New Orleans. I love New Orleans. I think New Orleans has the best food
I
in
hate when
America.
fucking people say New Orleans.
I don't know. I don't normally say it, but I did.
You burped
just
more.
burped.
You burped more into the microphone.
Yeah, because I'm a fucking performer, dude. Like, why would I not burp into the microphone? I'm the only one who uses this mic anyway, as far as I know.
Yeah.
We do want to thank our listeners. We always like to start the podcast off with a little bit of gratitude, I believe.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for supporting Let's Get Dumb and subscribing to our YouTube channel, following us on Instagram and all the social medias. Very big of you. We really appreciate
Thanks
that.
for supporting your country.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
a very patriotic
Right.
thing for you to do.
Yeah, if you don't like our podcast, you hate America.
Yeah.
You hate freedom.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Terrorist one if you don't
Terrorist one.
subscribe.
Right.
So, real quick, is that camera still on?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to break the fifth wall. It went off, didn't it?
No, it's on.
Oh, okay. The fucking red light went off.
Oh, the light means it's recorded from this one, but then it will switch around.
So whatever he's
that's
clicking
some
to on
pro
the
shit right
switcher.
there.
Yeah.
I
I
like
learned
that.
how to work a switcher.
Okay, well let's hunker down here, guys, and give the listeners a great episode. Last week's episode, something happened. Jonah and I will talk about it at the end, and because I'm sure some people wanted to tune in this week to figure that out. But Kyle, you're here now.
Joe
I
left.
want to
Joe
focus
quit
on
the
you.
podcast
No,
last week.
I
We'll
did
talk
not
about
quit
why
the
though.
podcast.
You quit.
I didn't quit. I left in the middle of it.
You
You've
left.
never taken a half day at work?
Yeah,
You've never
that's
walked
true.
out? Well, you never had a job. But
You,
like,
ever,
if
you
don't-
ever try to take a half day at work and they're like, nah, you're good. Not
I
you,
haven't had a
Jonah.
real job in a long time.
I work hard.
I know. I'm just
No, you do
joking.
work hard. You're
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
worker.
It's fun to-
Where did you try to do that at?
I was working at the signature room one time.
Oh, nice. In Chicago,
Whenever
here
I
in
first
Chicago?
moved here.
Yeah.
It's at the top
And
of the John
guy
Hancock
was
building.
like, I got food poisoning from them, like from our
Jesus.
employee meal. And then I was like, hey man, I can't stop shitting and throwing up.
Yeah.
And, like I can't stop. And he was like, I don't care, we're busy.
Yeah.
And I
What
was
is
like,
it?
all right.
You're like,
just like-
I'm not gonna be around. I have to go shit.
I was so sick. I
Yeah.
and I was so poor that I had to take the train home in like a suit because I had to wear a suit there.
With puke all
And
over
I
it?
was I had puke all over because I had a big beard at the time. So there's just, you can't get it all
Right,
out.
yeah.
So you're puking into your own beard.
No, but I didn't like roll it up and do
Yeah.
that. But I as soon as the doors opened on the red line, I just puked out the doors.
Oh man.
Oh God.
In
Did you
front
puke
of
on
everyone.
anybody?
No, I didn't.
Have
get
you ever
anybody.
puked on anybody?
No.
Have you, Joe?
No, I don't think so.
Before my 21st birthday, I didn't puke on anybody, but I decided to, I spent my birthday's at the end of January, and I spent.
Me too.
Really? When's your birthday?
27th.
31st.
Damn.
And yeah, no, Justin
Birthday
Timberlake, same
brothers.
birthday. Yeah. And Jackie Robinson, some real trailblazers. And I
Two men of black empowerment.
Exactly. Kyle said it. I didn't say it. And Joe agrees with it.
Yeah.
And so
I'm waiting for you to get to the point of your fucking story,
yeah,
man. Come
I think
on.
so. The point of the story is that I spent the whole month like getting my liver ready for my 21st birthday because I wanted to be like
Oh, you're training.
training. So
Great.
the weekend before, I used my fake ID to its fullest. Where like you go to the bars, where like you can't get in there. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking get in there, dude. And I decided to have a 3-hour power hour. You ever done a power hour?
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah, we used to do Century Club. Shot a beer every minute.
There you
We
go.
had-
Thanks
we
for
had
explaining the rules for the listeners. That's
we
what
had
a
like
power
a
hour is.
CD.
Just was
We had
gonna-
a CD. We'd make a CD, and it'd be just 1 minute song.
There's like YouTube videos now that have that. God,
Yeah.
I wish I had that technology back
I
then.
know.
And so we did a
It took
3-hour
a lot
power
of
hour,
work.
and by the end of the power hour, I mean, I gotta throw up, and I threw up like all over my friend's clean side dish in the sink, and I look over, and I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. He goes, don't worry about it, and he just puke all over himself, just like, hey man, we're doing it, right? This is cool.
The last time we did it was everyone made it. Like I think there was like 8 of us or something like that, and like 6 or 7 of us made it, and a girl made it all the way to the
Whoa.
through it. And it's like 14 beers in like whatever 100 minutes is.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's
six,
like-
it's 6
it's-
beers in an hour.
Yeah, like it's a lot.
Yeah.
And this girl, she was so wasted. We were like, yeah, we did it. And she goes, yeah, I did it. And then got up and fell immediately and chipped her front tooth. She was like a hot girl, and she just
That makes me
one
sad.
not
Yeah.
tooth.
The only time
If
I've
she was
ever-
ugly, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Because
Then
you're
it's
already
whatever,
ugly.
Yeah,
But if you're hot and then you get chipped tooth, that brings you down a point. She might go from a 10 to a 9.
Yeah. Dude, this like it's insane. When was the last time you threw up drunk?
Your house.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, Joe.
No, actually, the other time with you and with your podcast co-host Chris Bader.
yeah.
Bader had a holiday party this past December, and it was like all you could drink from 6 to 9. And I
Nice.
went
Oh,
after.
yeah.
Remember we were together. And
Dude,
then,
those all you can drink things. That's where I like really
Oh.
shine.
And it was like
Oh,
the
yeah,
first
I
blizzard
know.
of the year coming down. So it was like snowy. There was like just this feeling in my brain. I remember being like, I'm going to get there right at 6. I'll leave like 9:30. I'll be home by 10. This is perfect because it was December. I remember it was December 22nd.
Yeah.
I wanted to do Christmas shopping on the 23rd because I didn't want to do any last minute Christmas Eve shopping. And then I was hungover all the next day, and then I
Oh,
had to
yeah,
do
you get
last minute
bad
Christmas
hangovers.
Eve shopping.
So
yeah.
Joe-
I puked in his house. Yeah.
So Joe's having he was a little upset, right? You were kind of stressed. So
I was
then,
stressed.
Yeah,
I
so
wasn't
then your wife
upset.
was like, "Oh, you're stressed." Whatever it is. And your wife was like, "Hey, like you need a day to your friends, whatever." So Joe comes over. I'm like, "Okay."
yeah,
Joe
she's
wants
like,
to
don't worry
drink.
about me. I'll just do a 12-hour shift at the hospital.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
take
don't
care
worry
of our
about it.
3
taking care of
boys.
The height
two
of
children.
COVID.
in
But
a
I'm
fucking
sorry that you're
pandemic.
mad that someone called COSK old.
This is a show that Joe and I run.
Yeah,
comedy
thank you
show.
for
Yeah.
that.
And
That's the problem with having Chicago comics
Yeah,
as guests,
yeah.
the inside shit.
So I buy Joe a bottle like a nice Irish whiskey because I'm like, all right, let's have a fun night.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of people
Red
come over.
breast.
Yeah, and then I look at Joe, and Joe just starts chugging. I haven't seen anybody chug out of a bottle in a while. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
Joe's in for one tonight, right? And he gets super drunk, starts putting on Oasis and like all
No, it was the
Yeah.
Beatles, and then I did.
Beatles and Oasis.
Then I did the song by who's the drummer who sing Phil Collins.
Phil
Phil
Collins.
Collins, Air of the Night.
Yeah,
I love
And I
all the
tried
indie
to-
music. you're
I
into.
tried to
Yeah.
hit. I tried to hit. No, who plays indie music at a party? A fucking loser. I tried to hit the cabinet shut to the drum beat.
yeah. He opens up all my cabinets.
No, at a
And I
party
go-
you play
I go,
songs
"What the-"
people can sing along to.
Yeah, I was like, oh, great, Joe, cool. And then I'm like, all right, whatever. And then Joe falls asleep on my floor, which
Uh-huh.
is tile, which is like stone.
It probably
Stone.
felt good.
Yeah,
like,
it was-
like when my
it was
dog
cold.
gets too
It was in the
hot,
winter, I
that's a
think.
good place for
So then,
it.
but then
Yeah,
he
but
wakes
this was
up.
winter.
So, dude, Kyle, then he wakes up, and I'm like, oh, Joe's gonna throw up or something. And then he runs to the bathroom, and he like shuts the door, and then he goes down his knees. He opens up the toilet, and the doors are kind of closing, and I see him open up the toilet, but he also opens the toilet hard enough where it kind of comes down, and then he throws up on top of the,
Top of the
which is just.
top
I
lid.
mean, this man was just like. I've never seen anybody
of it.
puke that much. It's insane. I'm a
Yeah,
good
I
puker.
went too hard too fast. I don't know what I ate earlier, but it was all
It's a
on the
lot
floor.
of liquid in your stomach.
It
Too.
was just a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
liquid. It
And
was
you're stressed.
And you're stressed.
And,
and I was really sad because I brought Nintendo 64 over because
Yeah.
we were gonna play that.
Mm.
Nintendo 64 and likable tunes. Probably not a good time for you, Scanlan, but the rest of
More
us
of a
Americans were probably
Switch
into
guy?
it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like Switch looks fun. Actually.
Switch is pretty fun.
pretty fun.
Switch looks
I've
pretty
never
badass.
played by myself, but my brother has it and he always brings it home. Very fun.
What's
Yeah, we
What's
get
like
onto
the
it.
worst? Like what's like the worst drinking story you have? Like the
The
dumbest
worst?
thing you've ever done drunk.
Oh, man, I used to be a pretty bad drinker. Like
too
pretty
much?
like yeah, like I just
Do you
couldn't-
black out?
I used to a lot, and
Yeah.
then I don't anymore.
Do you like when you black out? Do you like all of it
nothing?
gone?
Nothing. Remember?
Really? Okay.
Oh, I shouldn't say this, but one time, I remember one time and this was 16 years ago, 17
Yeah.
years ago, or whatever.
So you're like
But
34.
yeah, so I was just in my early 30s. But I remember I called my friend the next day. I was like, "Hey man, thanks for driving me home." He was like, "I did not drive you home."
Oh, you drove yourself home?
I was like, "Oh no."
Yeah, I've done that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. Where
And it
like-
was like a bridge. Like it was like a
Oh.
bridge with no side railings.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know.
God, that's
how
terrifying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I thought
how
those
did
only
that.
existed in movies.
No.
That's like
one of my dad's
Wisconsin,
friends went
rural-
off the side of it
Oh yeah.
when he was hammered. He went off the side of it. and
Why don't
hit
they
his
put some
car.
guardrails up this town?
I mean, we'd have to invest a lot of money into that.
Yeah. Dude, I got so drunk. First time I went down to Chicago to visit like a friend's brother, I got so fucking blackout drunk that I came to and I was staring. I thought I was at this bar called Paul's Club in Madison, and I called. Did I tell you a story? I called all my friends that lived in Madison. Did I do a story on here? Okay.
No,
Okay.
just fucking talk,
Okay.
dude.
I called all of my, because like in Madison there's a club called Paul's Club, and there's a tree that grew up to the ceiling, and it kind of grew. It was really cool. It's a really cool bar in Madison. And I thought I was actually staring at a tree out in this place called Justin's, which is a bar here in Chicago. But I'm like, I'm in Madison. That's right. I should call my friends. And I called all my friends to meet me at Paul's Club. And they're like, Jonah, you're in Madison? I was like, yeah, meet up with me. And my friend I was with was like, Jonah, you're not in Madison. Like, you're in Chicago. I go, dude, shut the fuck up. I know what I'm doing. And then my friends came and they called and they were like, are you here? And my friend saw me go, yeah, I'm here. Paul's Club. Yeah. No, it's not dead. There's like a lot of people here. Yeah, no, I'm back. And I was raising my hand, be like, you don't see me? You see me? Where did you see me? You don't see me? And then I blacked out again. And then the next day, because I kind of Swiss cheese, I go in and out, you know? And the next day, my friends were texting me and they were just like, what the fuck, man? I thought you were at Paul's Club. I was like, I'm in Chicago. How the fuck would you think I was at Paul's Club? They're like, you told us you were at Paul's Club.
Were you a big drunk dialer?
Yeah.
I was a huge drunk dialer.
Really?
Yeah, because I would always walk home from the bar.
Yeah.
And so I'd be like, well, time to call any girl that I have
Ever met?
Oh, see,
I'd be like, hello.
Yeah.
It's me.
You're like, no, I'm not drunk.
No.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
I got to give you credit, Jonah. I've never been a level of drunk where I didn't know what town I was in.
Yeah, that's happened
That's
more than
good.
once.
I was at a party one time and I was talking to someone and I was so drunk that I was just standing there and I was like, she just looks at me and she goes, did you just piss your pants? And I looked down and I had just standing up at a party, just pissed my pants.
Really?
Like fully pissed my pants.
Holy
I had
shit.
that.
And I didn't go
happen.
home.
You're like, it'll dry.
I stayed at the party with piss pants.
Yeah.
Well, hey, you've already committed.
I will say one time my friend picked us up at a bar, driving us home. It's the only time I've ever done this. And I'm like in the back seat. I look over, and my friend's name's Kate. I go, "Hey, Kate, dude, someone puked in your car." She goes, "What?" She looked over and she goes, "What the fuck? You puke in my car?" I go, "I don't puke. I never puke." And she goes, "You just fucking puked. I know you did. You think I was driving around with puke in there?"
Yeah, a little puke.
But the problem is, I was 20 at the time, or 21 at the time, and I was drinking a lot of Alabama Slammers. It was like my drink. So it was just all red. It was just red and orange, just like all over. And then she dropped me off, and I was like, "Good luck with that shit."
You should Venmo that girl $100.
I know. It's like what shitty friends we are when we're in our 20s.
Yeah.
It's insane.
You just don't realize what a bad person you are.
What's the worst thing you've ever done? like
I
to a
confess
friend.
to a murder.
Yeah.
I got a story about pissing. I was in college, but I was not at the college I was going to. I was visiting a friend down in Eastern Illinois. And it was one of those nights where I think we stopped drinking at like 8:30 in the morning. So I think when this happened, it was like maybe 45 minutes after I fell asleep.
Mhm.
But I went and slept in the same bed that my friend was already sleeping in. Because I'm like, I'm gonna sleep on the floor. Move the fuck over. I'm sleeping in the bed, right?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I hear, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, what? And then I look and I look right at him and I'm like, "Dude, are you fucking pissing?" And he looked at me like, "Are you out of your fucking mind right now?" I was so drunk, I didn't realize piss was coming out of my own dick. I just felt pee, like I felt like a wetness, and I looked at him. I looked at him directly in the eyes while pee was still coming out of me, being like, "Are you fucking pissing right now?" And then he's like, "Get the fuck up!" And so like, you get up and he's grabbing on the sheets. You know, I finished off the pee in the bathroom,
That's
and then
tough.
I was stripped down completely naked. I even threw the underwear into the washing machine with all the stuff he was throwing in the washing machine real quick. And then I got some clothes on and went to sleep on the floor or something. And then that was like, I don't know when it was, but a couple months later, he's home for spring break, St. Patrick's Day. You know, in Chicago, we start at like 8 in the morning, 7 in the morning. So I go to get him at his parents' house, and his dad's like, he won't wake up. I yelled up to him 3 times. And so he's like, go up there and get him. So me and my other buddy go up there and get him. We're like, go wake up, sunshine. I yank his comforter off of him. He's sleeping in just boxers, and it was the boxers I'd left behind at his college.
Oh, really?
They ended up in his rotation. I'm like, dude, those are the boxers I pissed
This is
in
my
when I
piss
peed on your
boxers.
bed. And he's like, oh, that's where I got these from.
Yeah.
Because they ended up in his wash.
I had a friend that had a one night stand and he pissed his pants.
Yeah.
And then he like didn't know what to do, and he the girl already left, and he pisses his pants, and then he didn't know what to do. He goes into he can't find a washer and dryer, so he goes into the kitchen and he takes his underwear off, and he's Winnie the Pooh in it, and he puts it in the microwave that he thinks it's gonna right. He's drunk. He's still drunk. And it like,
oven 200 degrees.
It reeks of piss. Reeks of piss. And then her roommate didn't know that she had a roommate. Walks out, and it's just a man with a t-shirt and his dick out, microwaving piss shorts. And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
So that's what you meant by Winnie the Pooh. It just t-shirt, no bottoms. Okay, you said it so casually, like that was Winnie the Pooh. It.
What the fuck? Oh man, it is just insane. Like I also one of my my girlfriend's friends had a one night stand or met a guy or whatever. Maybe they're dating for a while. I don't know. And had to go had the beer shits, and she goes in the bathroom and she shits and didn't know that the toilet was broken and didn't work, and it's just full of shit.
That's my nightmare.
She just basically kind of like either she just knew this guy or she's just met him that night or whatever and didn't know what to do. So she opened up the window and scooped it out and just threw it. Could you imagine like walking your dog and just underneath that window,
human shit?
Yeah, be like, what the hell is this? It's like, it's shit, dude.
What did I do?
What did I do to you? Or just all over somebody's car. I
would hope she wasn't doing that in a busy intersection.
I guess she just like washed her hands, went back to bed, like everything's normal. That's insane.
I've heard of a few people doing gross stories like that where they just like, I had to use my hand, and I'm like, no, you never have to use your hand.
You don't have to
ever.
use your hand.
Yeah,
ever have to use your hand.
See, I never had those problems. It's just like I get drunk and I black out and I come to, and I got a lot of problems I got to fix.
Yeah,
you know,
it gives you something to do the next day.
Yeah, I've come to from a blackout in the middle of a fight and not knowing why I was fighting.
You just come out swinging. You're like,
no, like a verbal
fight,
argument,
yeah.
like a verbal fight. And I ended up being friends with
fist fight.
I literally
You're
had, no, I've
swinging
never
with
been
a
in a fist
girl.
fight. And I literally was just like, I had to be like, dude, what the fuck are we fighting about? And he goes, you walked past my girlfriend, you pretended to grab her ass, and you thought your friends were gonna laugh at that. I was like, that's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. And then he was like, well, and I'm like, let me buy you a drink. And he goes, all right. We became friends that whole night. And I'm just such a fucking moron when I drink.
No, you're a sweet drunk. I feel like
you're
he's
pretty.
Not,
You're
very
always
sweet.
nice. You never get
he's
like
complimentary.
I never get in
you know?
arguments.
No.
Ever.
Yeah.
And I've seen you hammered a million times.
And he doesn't get hangovers, which to me is like a superpower. If
No
I could
hangovers.
choose
Well, what
flight or not getting hangovers, I think I choose not getting hangovers.
Over
Really?
flight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I could take a plane places.
Yeah.
Not being able to get a hangover, that's incredible.
I hate.
Is that dumb?
I hate going. To
I guess
the
flying would be cooler than that, but like,
Yeah, flying would be.
All right,
That'd be
but like-
so funny. You're
Yeah.
like, your wife leaves you.
Yeah.
She's like, well, you could have taken the kids like to school in 1 second, but
Yeah.
instead
Yeah.
you just didn't want to get hangovers.
but just think of how much partying you could do all the time without.
No,
it
I'm gonna tell
affecting
you it's a curse. I tell you it's a curse because you never find out where your limit's at. And since I'm getting older, my tolerance is lowering, but I don't have to find out where that is. So now I get sloppy drunk, and I never used to get sloppy drunk. I like people are like, you were blacking out last night. I was like, I don't remember shit. They're like, you were talking just fine. And now people are like, you were gone, dude. Like there's nothing there.
Oh, I think you're an
Isn't it-
alcoholic.
Isn't it?
No.
But isn't it like?
My drinking is adorably problematic.
It's functional.
I
You're
said
a
that for a
functional
long
guy,
time,
but
yeah.
I do think
Been a
you're
lot
a
of
drunk
people
though
ask me that.
because there are times when it's not necessary to drink and you're pushing drinks on everyone. You're a pusher.
Listen, I totally disagree with that.
Yeah, no, you drink your whiskey.
you're being a real.
I have a drink. By the way,
I
you
was
guys
saying,
are all
like,
doing that
I just-
cool thing where it's like,
I just
oh, look, we're talking about drinking. Let me take a sip.
I will say like it's just bad for like girlfriends, you know?
Yeah.
That's why I have to date drunks. And
Shout out all ex-girlfriends.
yeah, shout out all you ladies out there, you know who you are.
If you got problems,
Yeah, come talk to daddy over here.
well, you want like a party wife more
They're
than
just-
you want like a because there's like I
They're
feel
just
like
more
there's-
understanding. towards
Yeah,
it.
Yes.
because I kind of have to do the same thing.
Yeah.
because it's like, well, who else is gonna put up with this?
I know.
Shit?
Dude, one time in college, I got so drunk and I kept calling my girlfriend and she kept answering. I go, stop answering your phone. I'm trying to find my phone. And she goes, what? And I go, stop answering your phone. I'm trying to find my phone. She goes, Jonah, you're calling me from your phone. I'm like, oh, how could I be if I can't find it? And then she goes, look, I have my phone in like my left hand. She goes, look in your right hand. I go, I got nothing. What are you talking about? She goes, look in your right hand, look in your left hand. And then I shouldered my phone. And I go, nothing there. And then I was like, please stop answering. Eventually I found it.
Oh, you are
Fucking
dumb.
idiot.
Yeah, I know. That's why I do this podcast, because we're all so fucking stupid. You know what happened today? Is I was out. This is how mad to nice I get. I was outside, and some guy was in the alleyway, which is where my window's at, and I could hear this guy like kind of throwing up. and like coughing, and I goes, fucking homeless piece of shit. And I was just like, do I come
Jesus,
outside?
Jonah.
Come
Come on,
I was
dude.
like, why are you puking on my house? Like, what are you doing? And I'm just like, dude, just do this somewhere. What the fuck is going on? Like, what's this guy? Like, I was just really in a bad mood. And then I'm like trying to like, you're trying to like, where there's an angle where you can't see down, so you try to find every angle. And I'm like, I wanted to get a look at this guy. I'm like, should I go out and yell at him? And then he walked away, and it was like a high school kid. And I instantly was like, oh my God, that poor kid. And then I ran out and I was like, do you want a water? Do you need anything? And he goes, I'm all right. And I'm like, dude, whatever you need, man. It's just instantly where it's like,
So that kid now
if
thinks.
it was an adult, fuck that piece of
I know.
shit.
Yeah.
But high school kid, man, oh, I'm so sorry.
This
Dude,
kid
you must
thinks-
have bad chicken nuggets or something.
Yeah, bad
Yeah.
chicken nuggets. That's
Yeah.
what happens every time I throw up.
Yeah.
This kid
yeah.
thinks, man, what a nice, friendly neighbor. We need more like them in the neighborhood. Little does he know, if he was
The whole
homeless,
time,
you
I'm
would have
like, you
strangled
piece
him.
of shit.
Yeah. You just start bum fights too.
Yeah.
Electric Boogaloo, baby.
I had a dumb moment. Well, let me tell you. Usually we have a thing where Jonah will try to ask me, like, what's the dumb shit that's bothering me this week?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Let's start the subject. Joe.
Wait, hold on, let me cut the camera.
Okay. Hey, Joe. What are you mad at?
That's not how it goes, by the way. It's supposed to be, what's the dumb thing that's bothering me this week? Because, the whole thing of the podcast is Let's Get Dumb. Remember that?
Yeah, so let's do a
And
cut
remember
right
when I
now of
said
all the other
dumb?
times that I've set him up for this, because so he's been, Joe, what are you upset with?
I don't think has he always said it that way?
Yeah, every time.
All right, here's what pisses me off.
It's me.
Make me
It's
sound like an
always
old
me.
man. Here's my gripe with society.
Yeah.
Now,
What grinds your gears, Joe?
Yeah, what'd you get mad at that was dumb today?
well, it wasn't like today. It was a couple days ago. So I know the listeners don't know that, but for the sake of the story, I have to say that. Here's the dumb shit that's pissing me off right now. I feel like people look, we all know that there are a lot of businesses are struggling to find employees and all sorts of stuff like that, right? But like, I feel like it's beyond that. They don't even want to be open the hours they're open.
Mm-hmm.
I have a haircut place I go to. It says they close at 3,
Yeah.
right? I get there at 2:25. I have a real easy haircut. Okay, it takes 12 minutes tops to cut my hair. It's so simple.
12 minutes?
I walk in there, the
I
two
don't think they're doing
women.
the job right.
No, I have better hair than you, and I could
That's a
I could
fact.
explain that
That's
because I don't
100%
wear it.
fact.
Okay, well then why are you saying they
You
don't
can
do
say
the
you're
job
wearing
right?
a hat right now.
Yeah, because I need a haircut. I didn't get the fucking
I see.
haircut. That's
Okay.
the point of the story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do a cut to every other time Joe's wearing a cut on
I
this-
haven't
or
worn a hat.
haircut.
This is like the second time I've worn a hat on the podcast. I think.
No, you
Fourth
always wear a
time.
Beatles
You
hat.
have 2 episodes.
No,
We have 7. This is 8.
This is number 8.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kyle.
So what happened?
Hey, Joe, were they closed?
All right.
2:25. They close at 3. Joe, you walk up to the door. What happens?
Right.
I walk in and I'm like, hey, and they're like sweeping the 2 women and they look at me like, right away they had this look on their face like, we've been here since like 8.
Oh God.
Could you come back on Tuesday? Because they're closed on Monday.
You work
This was
7
Sunday.
hours today. Could you come back?
I
another
know.
day?
And I'm just kind of like pissed because I'm like, fuck, I was really looking forward to getting my haircut today.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I wanted to look good for a show I was doing that night because the show films and they always have good clips. I wanted to look hot for the clip.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was
Joe,
like,
can I tell you something? Can I tell you something?
no, you can wait till I'm done with the fucking
Can I
story.
Can I tell you one thing?
You are such an interrupter and you interrupt yourself too. That's why I've looked at you several times throughout this being like, why are you interrupting yourself?
I'm just gonna tell you.
Go ahead. What's the story?
There's no story. I just want to tell you that you always look hot.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
I have noticed
Anyway.
you've grown up a lot.
So I was mad because I wanted to get my hair cut. But then I was talking to a few other people that night and they were like, I would have been like, no, you guys are open till 3, cut my hair. And I'm like, yeah, because you want to piss someone off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't want,
That's not-
and I didn't want to like convince because I didn't want her to be like, all right, fine, I'll give you a haircut. I'm like, no, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like if someone's like, fine, we could have sex. No, I don't want to have that kind of
Ugh.
sex. I want
Yeah.
you to I want you to want to cut my fucking hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what you call
Because it's gonna be a
sex.
shitty haircut.
Yeah, of course it's gonna be
Yeah.
shitty haircuts.
Oh,
It's gonna be
yeah,
like
they're gonna
lack
give
of
you,
effort and all that stuff.
yeah.
So I was not into that at all. That was like the dumb.
Yeah, like
I'm
if
just thinking if you're gonna be
your
open till
hours till
3, be
3
open till fucking 3.
Right.
And it'd be one thing. It's not like I walked in at 2:52.
Yeah.
I walked in more than half an hour before that bell's supposed to ring.
Yeah. I hate that about restaurants too, where it's just like,
We actually close in an hour and a half. So sorry.
yeah, you're like hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I'm gonna drink this place out of it. Like,
What's the latest you could go to a restaurant before you're the dick?
30
that's
minutes.
a good. Okay.
What,
Yeah,
wait,
30
what,
minutes.
what is
That's a
it?
good
Like,
question.
is it a quick food? Is it,
Well, maybe
Like a
they.
normal restaurant, like a sit-down restaurant.
oh, sit down?
Yeah.
Whatever length of time you think it'll
Bless
take to eat there.
Thanks.
That before the close.
Okay.
So if it's a 10, they close at 10, and you think it'll take 45 minutes, 9:15.
Yeah. my girlfriend and I are always like the last people at the restaurant because we drink so much. So like but then it's kind of cool because like the staff usually, I always felt like an asshole about it. And then I finally asked the staff, I'll ask the staff, I'm like, is that all right? They're like, oh no, just keep hanging out. Like we're hanging out here. You guys are fine, which is good. If you're nice, they'll
You
be
settled
nice
your bill yet or no?
No.
No, right? All right.
No, usually because they'll settle it. They'll settle the bill because they would need to tip up they would settle the bill because they'll
Oh, again, if you already tipped them good and you're just sitting there drinking and
you're
they're
not bothering
sleeping
anybody.
around you, they don't give a
Yeah,
fuck at that
yeah.
point. No. I just think like if I'm a restaurant owner or whatever, I would do something where it's like, all right, I'm telling my staff, hey, the public, as far as the public's concerned, we close at 10.
Right.
But we don't really close at 10. We're closing at 10:30. So you're mentally prepared for that. That means if someone does walk in at 9:58, we're going to serve them.
Yeah.
Okay? That's just the way it's going to be here.
What makes you mad?
What makes me mad?
Yeah, what's the dumb thing that makes you mad?
Time out. What's the dumb thing that makes you mad is how you should start that. Go ahead.
So I asked, I didn't,
Sorry.
I didn't have any
What's-
ideas. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Hey Kyle, what's the dumb thing that makes you mad?
Hold on.
Hey
Okay.
Kyle, what's the dumb thing that makes you mad?
So I asked my girlfriend because I was like, I have to
Can we take
do
that
this
again, please?
podcast.
Can we
today.
take that again?
See, that's when you take it too far, man.
Yeah.
Think about the listeners, dude.
Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
So I was like, what? I was like, oh,
Oh, hey Kyle, what's the dumb thing that makes you mad?
I have a lot of cell phone chargers in my house, like two on each, like one on each side of the bed,
Great.
one behind the couch, one in the kitchen, one in the other room, right? Because I
Smart.
want you to have a cell phone charger wherever you go.
That's smart. I like that.
But my girlfriend keeps moving the fucking chargers, and I swear to God, I'm gonna be like, I started writing my name on the chargers because I'm like, stop fucking moving my chargers.
She's like, I did. It was like, my name's on it. My fucking name is on it.
fucking name is
She's
on
like,
it.
you're being a little ridiculous. I'm not fucking being ridiculous.
Yeah, she thinks it's totally insane, but I'm like, no, I don't want to look for a charger ever. I want to know where they are. That's why I got 7 chargers,
Yeah.
and they're all over the house.
Dude, I'm mad
Specific
for you right
location.
now.
Yeah.
I was
And when
so
I
mad.
see her, I'm gonna give her
She
shit.
said that that's the most ridiculous thing I
No,
get
it's
mad
not.
at. Also, I asked her, I was like, what should I say? They asked me about all these stupid things I do and the mad things. I just got like a novel back.
To be honest,
I was like, oh, fuck.
I would,
Yeah.
I
You're
would
like, you know
dump
what?
her,
This
dude.
makes me
You
mad.
think
Like,
I'm a
now
dumb?
I'm
Yeah,
mad.
we're about to get in a fight
You gotta be
about
fucking
all
kidding me.
that she's been keeping track of all the dumb
But
shit.
why
I
is
do.
she moving the charger when there's a charger in each room?
Right.
I don't
What the
know.
fuck is the point of that?
I don't know, Joe.
Yeah.
It
You know what
drives
kills me?
Insane.
My wife has been doing shit lately. This is when you know you're becoming a responsible adult,
Yeah.
I feel like, is when you get mad when things aren't put back where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's like keep it in the same spot. That way you always know where it is.
Yeah.
So I got 2 kids that are 6 and 4 now. And so many of their toys are battery operated. And you need that little screwdriver. There's a specific little tiny screwdriver that's perfect for opening the battery things or whatever. And I always kept it. Guess where I kept it? With the batteries.
Oh, smart.
We have a bunch of batteries in this little bin thing in this one like closet where we keep all sorts of random shit. And I'd always keep that screwdriver with it. All the other screwdrivers go with the tools. That one is specific to batteries.
Yeah.
Today, fucking go to find it, not there. And I'm like, where the fuck is this thing? It's always supposed to be there. I text
When
my
you
wife.
can I say something? So do you say that out loud in your head or do you say it in your head?
It's in my head.
Oh, see, I always say that. I talk to myself so fucking much.
Oh, my
It's
fucking
insane.
4-year-old son's around. I don't need to be talking out
Oh,
loud to
true, you have
myself
kids
like
around.
that.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
right, I'm sorry.
If it was just me in my apartment or my house by myself, then I
Yeah.
would do that.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, all right, this is ridiculous. I give her like the angry text where I try to keep it not so angry, but I really
Yeah.
wanted to be like, what the fuck? And then she's like, oh, it's over there. And I go, oh, is that where that goes? And I probably should
Hit
have
them with a little bit of their own medicine.
I had to
though.
text it back because it's one of those things where I've noticed
You go,
my
over
wife's
there?
amazing.
I thought it was under there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And
My-
she goes underwear. You go, you fucking A-Red. I got you on that one.
Yeah, that was the gag I was going for.
Smells like up dog in here.
Wait, what's up, dog? Oh, damn.
So it just fucking infuriates me because I'm like, look, I tell her all the time because she thinks and she's got everyone around her fooled too. My wife's great and all that. Don't get me wrong. But they think that I'm the slob and she's the clean one.
Well, everyone
Oh,
assumes the man is like the
Yes.
Like dopey.
Well, that you're like a fucking idiot and that you can't like. Oh, I don't know how to do stuff.
Yeah.
Edit that voice. Mumble that voice out. Will you do the voice whenever it's like they're protecting like?
Could you
gang
imagine if
members or
someone
something?
actually married a husband like that, where like, this is my husband. He's like, how's it going? What's
Oh, it's so good to see you. My wife picked up my clothes.
Look at me, just let me fucking okay.
They do always have
I love that, man.
that TV dad where it's like, I'm gonna go hit my head in the head. Man.
Is it? Yeah. He's like, and you'll take this woman. Do you have anything you want to say? He's like, I like you so much. And you're like, you're just the fucking nicest guy. Yeah, it's fucking great. The first time I saw you, I was like, what's up? Like, no.
Yeah, try it.
Yeah.
Just start talking like that.
Okay, good.
Nothing's
The
stopping
rest
you.
of the podcast.
Yeah.
No, please stop it.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah, it's one of those things where she's like a good cleaner, but I'm a better maintainer. I can maintain, like, as long as like we can get shit where it's supposed to be. But dude, I'm telling you right now, the charger thing, brilliant.
Thank you.
Keeping a different
I got
charger
a bunch
in
of
each room.
chargers.
It's very smart, man.
I
You're just
want
gonna
them
piss you
all in the
off.
same split.
You have an iPhone?
Yeah.
It's gonna piss you off when you get a new phone.
New
They
charger.
changed that charger.
They change
gonna be
it
a
constantly,
Fucking
man.
dickheads.
If they do, when they do, it's gonna be.
Well, I have the iPhone 13 and it was changed from the previous one, which I think I had like the 11 to the 10X.
That's
And I
what
know
I
the
had.
14 is out now, right?
Maybe I'll just get a 12 then. I don't care about. new
Oh, all the
stuff.
same story, but they're.
Yeah.
I
Get
don't
the
know, I
13
change it.
Pro, baby. It's awesome.
Dude, my thing, I know I'm getting old, is because it's nice out in Chicago here. So I've been doing a lot of walks, and like people are fucking morons when they walk. It's
yeah.
insane, dude. Like when it's like a family that's taking up the whole
Just shoulder
sidewalk.
check a motherfucker.
Well, dude, I'm walking behind them.
Hit a little
Like,
12-year-old kid.
Dude, if you see me from a
take 'em.
distance, I am rolling my eyes. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh god, it's
Oh
such
well,
bullshit.
when I'm walking, I have 2 dogs with me.
Oh yeah,
And people will walk towards me with their dog.
yeah.
And they see me coming down the road, they'll turn the corner and still come at me.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
Dude, there's a lady with
see
a
what this
baby.
pit bulls can scream at you.
Lady
Go
with
for
a
it.
baby with a stroller, and then she had a dog, and then the dog was on a leash, and the dog's on the other side of the sidewalk, and she's holding it like it was like a fucking like don't cross here sign. And I'm like, are you special? You're the specialest little lady in the whole entire fucking with your little kid. Look how cute you are. Oh, you made a
cross
baby.
the street for her though.
No, I wanted to walk that way.
Okay.
And I just thought it was so rude. It's just so rude. Just fucking move. It's-
You know one that gets me almost every week because I like refuse. This is like a very basic bitch like complaint, but
I love
like
it. I love this.
refuse to call the drinks at Starbucks by their names.
Uh,
So I'll be like, give me a large, like whatever, and then my girlfriend's always like, stop.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, I'm not fucking calling it that.
Oh, she wants to be called Vente or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm not fucking doing that.
I've never ordered coffee at Starbucks, so I don't know what that's
Really?
about. Yeah, I've had like pastries there. I've never had a
Do you not drink coffee?
I don't
There's
drink coffee.
pastries there?
That's fucking
Yeah.
psychotic.
I don't drink coffee
I don't
because
drink
I've
coffee. I hate
tried
coffee.
it. It tastes
Both
like
of you?
garbage.
You hate coffee?
Terrible. Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate coffee. It's
Sucks
disgusting.
ass,
You guys
man.
gotta get into iced coffee. That's where it's at.
Oh,
I drink
God,
iced coffee.
Why don't you have a
Oh,
Diet Coke at that point?
I
The
don't really like soda. That
the
much.
I don't like coffee that much.
the most mad's not a word.
Coffee's
the,
not
the
great.
maddest? Maddest, is that a word?
Maddest.
It's not most mad. Maddest, right?
Yes.
Okay.
More madder.
Well, 3 idiots tell
More
me which one it
madder.
is. I can't trust any of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. The most opposite of
Mad
happy I
along.
was with my fucking last girlfriend is we were driving and then she kind of like I hit a bump or something and then she spilled coffee in my car. My car smelled like fucking coffee. That smell of coffee just grosses me out. I hate
Is that why you dumped her? I hope it is. Because I would have
There's other
dumped her.
reasons, but
I would have
like,
pulled her
it was
over and been
mutual.
like, get
It
the
was
fuck out of
mutual.
my
It was a
car.
mutual breakup. It was a mutual breakup. Yeah. That breakup was silly because had to do with drinking. And it was, and then she goes, it was when I had roommates here, and she falls asleep. She goes upstairs, and I'm drinking with my roommates, and then she comes down. We were all drinking all day, but she was tired. She comes down and she goes, Jonah, are you ever gonna grow up, Jonah? Are you ever gonna fucking grow up? And then my response, I'm 38 at the time, and I go, yeah, someday. And then at that time, my 2 roommates go downstairs and one goes upstairs. And I go, yeah, someday. And she goes, when? When are you going to grow up? I go, I don't know. Maybe when I'm 42, 43. I haven't decided yet. I don't really know. And she goes, that's fucking bullshit. Fuck you. And I'm just saying things because I know that my roommates are listening.
You're just
Also,
trying
I'm
to-
38 with roommates.
They're your audience.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's a thing when you know somebody's listening to an argument, so you're like, I got to make it a little funny for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you're
Well,
just
there's
saying-
no your brain's poisoned from comedy.
Yeah, from
You're like,
comedy. Yeah. And
I've
they're
got to say
comedians.
something funny. They're
Yeah.
listening.
Then she goes, fuck you, understandable, fuck you. She's 100% right. Fuck you, I'm leaving, whatever. She leaves my place, and then one of my roommates comes upstairs, and she's just like, woo, that's pretty crazy, huh? I go, I know. And then we start talking shit about like being funny about that breakup. And then the door opens. She goes, I can fucking hear you out there, just talking shit.
Yeah.
Ugh. Oh, I was so
You got to get
embarrassed.
better insulation.
I know, dude. At the window open.
Jesus.
You get the windows
had
open,
the
you hear
window open.
Yeah, you can hear people puke. You can hear people.
Oh, Jonah.
I know. It's the dumbest. It's so stupid. It's just so stupid. That poor woman. You know, the next day we were like, I was a real fucking dick back there. Oh, oof. Oof, my goof.
Oof,
Not a
my goof,
fan.
huh?
Not a fan.
Oh my God,
Not
Jesus
a fucking
Christ.
fan. I don't
You
know.
were something. Hey, Kyle Scanlan.
What's up?
We play a game here. It's a standard thing we've been doing over the last, this is episode 8 now.
Episode 8 already.
Yeah.
Feels like 2.
It's great.
Yeah. It does. So it's called Eliminate
Are you
This.
insulting the podcast?
No, I'm a fan.
Sure.
I've subscribed on iTunes.
How many podcasts of ours did you listen to today?
2.
So this would be 3 then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've spent a lot of time with you two today.
Yeah, we've known each
Oh,
other. Well,
thanks,
we've
Kyle.
also all known each other for a very long time.
Shit, very long
12
time.
years
Yeah,
almost.
man.
Yeah,
Good
not long
God.
enough, man.
I know it feels like not that long, man.
It really
time's
doesn't.
a
And
weird
now
thing.
we're old.
That was dumb. That's one of the dumbest things I said to a person like asking for money.
Yeah.
The guy's we're in Vegas. I'm with my girlfriend. He's trying to ask for money, and he goes, "Y'all been together for a long time?" And I go, "Not long enough." And I walked away, and then she goes, "What the fuck did that even mean?" I go, "I don't know. I just said it."
I thought it would sound cool.
That would sound good.
I
Not
do
long
that
enough.
all the time where I'm like, where I
supposed to be
think
like, yeah,
I'm
too
being
long.
funny.
Yeah.
I think I'm being funny, and then I really make someone mad.
What sticks out the most for you on that?
It's always that I like a time that it happened.
Yeah.
This is just the first one that came to
Yeah.
mind. It's not like the all timer, but one time I was hanging out with my boss's bosses from
Oh
work.
God. Yeah.
And it was like at my old job. And so these people are like 2 levels above me. And they're like, "Hey, why don't you come over to our house? We'll all have dinner together. It'll be so fun." And I'm the 5th wheel. So
Yeah.
I'm by myself.
Oh, already
and then
awkward.
with 2 couples. And
Oh.
we're having a nice time. We're like getting drunk, whatever. And at some point during the day, or some point during the night, one of the guy's wives is like, "Yeah, I'm thinking about getting like a tattoo," but she's like, "I just don't want to get anything like too offensive or like too like
I already know this is going to turn bad for you.
too, you know, like," she's like, I'm just scared that it's gonna like come out the wrong way." And I was like, "Well, I mean, like, I definitely would suggest like not getting a blackface tattoo." Like, just, you know, like, don't get blackface tattooed on your face. That would be one thing I
Right.
would suggest.
Yeah.
And I
It would
thought
be funny if someone had a tattoo that was just the words black and
Yeah.
face
Yeah.
on their face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
If I was black, I would get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
it'd just be really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
But everyone was not. It was a weird night after that.
Like they're like, you got to go.
No, they weren't like, "You got to go," but the mood changed.
Oh God. What's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done?
The most embarrassing.
Like, what's the dumbest thing you've ever done?
Peeing my pants is pretty
That's up there.
embarrassing.
Yeah. That's hard.
Yeah.
you know what the dumbest thing Jonah's ever done?
Oh, I choked
interrupt
on a
this.
hot
When
dog.
I
at
tried to
Costco.
start a segment,
Wait, what did you say? What did you say? That's a good story.
I choked on a hot dog at Costco, and an old man had to give me a Heimlich maneuver.
on hold man, that's fine.
Like a foot long, or what was it?
It was
That's all
like
they
the
had
hot
there,
dog
I
you get.
think.
That's a
Yeah,
$1.50
yeah.
combo. You get it at the end
Why'd
of
you
your
choke on that?
as a little treat.
Does Jonah look like he goes to Costco?
I love Costco.
I had this thing wrong with my throat where it kept closing up. So like,
Is that
during
why
the
it was so tight
pandemic-
when I was in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was like, "Oh, it feels so big, Jonah." I was like, "Actually,
I thought
it's
you were giving
just
me a
Stop
compliment.
lying to me, but
Yeah.
please keep lying to me.
I just needed to take acid reducer, and your penis would have felt regular."
God damn.
I know, but this man, like, I fucking choked. I was like this, and everybody thought I was like fucking around or something, and I was dressed. I was like dressed in like boots and like you know, and all this stuff, and it was like the height of like racial tension in America.
Oh, God.
And I like choke on this hot dog. Look like a fucking redneck. I have like a Carhartt shirt and jacket on, and I like choking on this hot dog, and this old black man comes up, gives me the Heimlich maneuver, and then we hug each other. And
I was gonna say, there you go. It brings it together.
I know somebody was like, "Honey, I saw the most beautiful thing at Costco today. I know this world's a fucked up place, but I saw hate not have a home here."
Because they didn't see you choking before. They just saw you in a black embrace.
There's a light at the end of the racist tunnel.
Dude, during that time, I was walking on the lakeshore, and I saw 2 police, and it was like during the real height of like, you know,
Yeah.
that stuff, and this black dude on a jet ski pulls up, and I'm like, oh my, it's an old black dude on a jet ski.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen? And he goes, hey guys, hey guys, and the cops come over to him, and they go, is there a problem, sir? And he goes, hey, I got something I want to fucking say to you guys. And then they're like, yeah. And I'm like, on a jet ski of all things? I guess I'll just get away really quick. And he just goes, I really appreciate what you guys do. And like, I just want to let you know that I don't think people appreciate you enough. And then they're like, thanks, man. It was great. And then they were eating and they're like, do you want some of my hamburger? And the guy goes, I'm good. And he just drove off. And it was the most random thing I've ever.
Here's another dumb
You're
one I
gonna be
had during that
splashing with the
time.
jet ski.
Yeah, you splash
Yeah.
them. Dude.
Another dumb thing during that time that I did, I remember I went to one of the protests and I can't hear that well. And
What'd you say?
I said, I can't hear that well.
What?
I said, so I can't hear that well. And they're doing the chants, but
Yeah.
I'm saying the wrong thing. 'Cause I think at one point, the person I'm with is like, you're not even close.
Do you
like,
remember what you were saying?
no, I don't. I think it was like, no, because I didn't know what
They were like
saying.
Black Lives Matter. You're like USA, USA.
What is it, like a barbecue? What are we doing?
Dude, just one really quick story about how dumb my dad is.
No, go ahead.
They rent a jet
It's your
skis.
podcast, Jonah.
It's our podcast. It's our podcast.
I know. I'm fucking with you.
So my dad and his brother, they were at my cousin's wedding and they rented jet skis. And his brother, my uncle, was kind of waiting there. And my dad's like, I'm gonna splash this motherfucker. And he drives his jet ski full blast and he's gonna turn, but he waits too long to turn and he just runs over my uncle. And
It's lucky you didn't kill him.
dude, I know.
Yeah.
So my uncle was so fucked up on painkillers because of the accident that he doesn't remember his first daughter's wedding. And then my dad had to buy both the jet skis because he didn't put the insurance on it.
Well,
That's
now,
my dad.
funny story to sad story now, man.
Oh, dude, could you
Next
imagine?
time ended at just him getting blasted because now
but-
I'm like financial
well,
ruin.
let me
Well,
I can
I
fix
know.
this.
I mean,
Okay.
the divorce rate's high enough that it's a good chance.
Could
you'll
you
get married
just
again.
just imagine? No, they're still together. They're great. And could you? Just,
Oh, okay.
Could you? Yeah. Oh, happy story.
Yeah.
Could you imagine just seeing your brother coming at you, being like, "What the fuck's going on here?" And he just fucking tears you apart.
Yeah, we did
They're
a
in their
bunch of dumb
50s at
shit.
this time too.
Oh man.
When we were like, my mom would when I was like 14 or 15, anytime my parents left, I was like, I'm driving their car. Like I'm fucking, we had like
I
little
don't know
back
what the fuck
roads. I
I'm
was like,
doing.
I'm fucking driving that car. And I remember one time my cousin Ryan and my brother were all with me and we were like going down this dirt road. And I was like, you know what? We were driving this little Ford Windstar. I think you had a Ford Windstar at one point, right?
No, I had a Chrysler Voyager and
Okay.
yeah, now I have a Honda Odyssey. But yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
So I thought you were part of the gang.
That gang,
So we were in this, and I'm probably going like 25, 30 miles an hour, and I was like, it would be awesome if you guys jumped out.
Oh, nice.
And then my cousin did 30 miles an hour. We open up the door, he just runs and jumps out. We didn't know how to fall, so
Yeah.
he's just like just dies on the
knees
ground.
buckle,
Because
like-
you see some people like they'll jump out, they'll kind of like know how to fall and
Yeah, kind of
they'll,
roll
roll into it.
momentum.
No, I mean he like stopped.
Yeah.
He was so bad at it.
Yeah. We were
Beautiful.
doing this video for Spanish class, and we had to do like a videos all in Spanish. We decided to do Rescue 911, and I'm like, oh, I'll hit you with my car. To my friend, I'm like, I'll hit you with my car, it'll be fun. So we practiced it a couple times. I'm going like 6 miles an hour, really slow. And then I'm like, all right, here's the take. We're gonna do a take, and with a video inside. And I didn't realize I was actually going 10 miles an hour, and we practiced at 6. And he jumped up, and his head smacked against my windshield. Like so hard. He's ended up being fine, but then we had to stay in like Spanish. So I'm like asking him if he's okay, but like I don't know Spanish anymore. But it's just those dumb when you're a kid and you like
I was
you're
saying,
like, oh, we can do that.
When
Like,
I was a kid, I did all kinds of dumb
all kinds of
shit,
what
yeah.
did you ever do anything like that, Joe?
Dumb when I was a kid? No. Never
Like where you're
once.
like, man,
No.
we could have killed somebody.
We'd ramped
Oh,
we'd
dude.
ramped derby cars.
I did
Really?
backyard
Derby cars
wrestling,
there.
man. I did backyard wrestling, and
Yeah, I
I
did that
I
too.
hit my one friend. He had to get
I
like
know every story.
he had to get like 9 stitches across his like eyebrow, just above
Jesus.
his eye. And the funny thing is, he was such a badass. So I went to hit him with a crate, and I like kind of just lost my balance a little bit. So like the
Yeah.
crate slipped, and I really like
Oh.
fucking like kind of tossed it, and it hit him like right at the corner of him. Right when it hit him, I'm like, oh shit. And he was like hitting the ground, but like he stayed in character. He was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. He was a pro, should have been a pro wrestler. And I see blood just gushing from his forehead, right? All over his eye onto like the fake mat thing we had, we're like 14, 15 years
Right.
old.
We're just a baby
And-
mattress.
And then I was like, I kind of, because we filmed it too. So we had video
Oh,
cameras
nice.
going. So I didn't want
Yeah.
to just be like, cut, because
Yeah.
back, how hard it was to cut
embarrassing,
film
yeah.
back then.
Yeah.
Really
There was no
hard.
Premiere or iMovie.
No.
So I was like, dude, you okay? He's like, yeah, dude, just pick me up, Irish whip me into that fucking wooden board we got against that tree. It'll break the board and then pin me. And I'm like, all right. So I like did the, you
Yeah.
throw him like it was like,
Yeah.
he went right into it, cracked the board, and I went up and pinned him. And then we cut it. They played like my music, and I was like this.
What was your
But
music
at the
song?
end of it, I
Oasis?
turned.
Wonderwall.
No, dude, fucking Wonderwall. I wasn't into Oasis when Oasis was like super big. I got into them. I mean, I liked them, but like casually.
2012.
No,
Well, that's
I
not their
got
height.
I got super. I always liked them. Don't get me wrong. There was like a good band that I was like, oh yeah, they're good, but I wasn't like a fan. In 2016, the documentary about them came out, and I was like, oh shit.
I was joking.
I know for real.
That's
though,
real.
But that's for real. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, watch the documentary. I've sent it to a few people, and they were like, "Oh my god, I didn't know they had like 50 great songs. I thought they just had the 2."
Mhm.
And it's like they just never broke through American radio as big. Their first album was really big over here. Second album was really big over here. Then after that, the American press just kind of thought they were brats.
Do you think they'd be
And
the
it's
biggest
like-
band if the Beatles weren't around?
They were inspired by the Beatles. I don't know.
I know, but if the
questions
Beatles were
there.
around, you think that they'd be a band still?
I
had
don't
this.
get
I
why.
had this.
Can I tell
okay,
you why I
on-
thought
on
that?
I
the
know
thing-
why you
Can I
thought that. It's in the movie fucking yesterday.
It is in the
you
movie
dipshit.
yesterday.
Yeah. That's why I walked out. No, let's talk about first of all, we're going to do our final segment, which is Eliminate One, which is supposed to be the first segment of every podcast, but it gets pushed further and further back. We got 5 minutes left on this podcast. So now in 5 minutes, I've got to do the Eliminate One to Kyle and then address to our listeners what happened last week, kind of like to explain.
Oh, and also, who's gonna kill us? We go over 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. Let's go.
We were supposed to start an hour and a half ago. We'll be all right.
All right. So Kyle, you got to eliminate one of these three
eliminate
things. And you'll know about its existence, but nobody else
no one
will,
else
right?
does,
So that way
right?
you have to think about society for it.
It's kind of
All
like
right,
the
you
movie
gotta do
Mr.
it.
Destiny. Have you ever seen the movie Mr. Destiny?
Yeah.
No,
Mr.
not
Destiny?
being serious. No, it is like I was trying to think of a movie. Did you
No.
ever see Mr. Destiny?
No, but you know what I want to do? I want to watch every time machine movie I've ever seen and then just
not a time
pray
machine.
that a world where time machines exist so I could go back to about 9 weeks ago and not do this podcast with you.
So
I'm not even kidding.
It's
fucking insufferable, to be honest with you.
I'm kidding, Joe.
Because you
I'll let
will not miss a chance to drive something into the ground.
Right.
Right? You're a comedian. You have to know when a joke is not a joke anymore. Stop driving shit into the ground.
I will say that I spent 2 weeks trying to figure out a movie. That
beats
was
a
just
dead
the movie
horse.
yesterday, and it popped in my head.
I'm
It's
just
just like
glad
a-
he's
it's a
excited
dead
about
horse.
animals again.
It's a dead horse, though.
Okay, but
Not even with
seriously,
that, with so many other things, man. You got to listen to the playback of the episodes, and you'll be like, "Oh shit, he's right.
Right.
I could be so much
Shit, I'm
better."
gay.
Instead of trying to book reality TV stars as guests, you
And then I
can
go,
just
everybody
work on
else
your
is
chops. All right, you got to eliminate one of these three.
Okay.
Basketball,
No.
Doggy Style, or Cars. I chose basketball because Kyle likes basketball. He's a big
Doggy
basketball
Style, the
fan.
album or the sex position?
The sex position.
Okay.
So it's basketball, doggy style. What was the third again?
Cars.
Cars.
I really got to say, I don't think I'm going to get rid of the first two.
So you're getting rid of Cars?
I think I'm going to get rid of Cars. I'll just find another way.
Austin, our producer, is shocked about that. Why,
Yeah.
Austin?
Cars are very essential to life.
So yeah, without
Yeah,
cars,
so-
everything's
Not
public
even your-
transportation.
So is
not even
fucking
your
in
life.
basketball.
Everybody's life. Doggy style. I mean, there's like 800 other positions.
But
in the
that's-
Okay,
Constitution.
really? Name 700.
Okay. But what? Yeah.
That was funny. That was good. I
See?
like that.
That's funny ones.
He's back, baby.
Yeah, we back? We
He's
back and being
back.
friends again?
I think
We're
Cars
still
are outta
supposed to
here.
be
I know.
friends, but
Yeah.
It's
fuck
cars?
Yeah.
We'll
take
what will be your
trains.
mode of transit? Okay, trains.
Well, explain
I'll
your
take a
word.
motorcycle.
But that makes
Are
sense.
you bicyclists?
No, you can't
No.
do. Oh fuck! I should have included motorcycles. The idea was
Yeah.
of getting rid of cars was
Nope,
that
it's just
everything would
cars.
be buses
I
or
could take-
trains
I could take a little motorcycle.
Or walk.
or walking, of course. Yeah, you can't eliminate walking.
Yeah. And then we eliminate a lot of pollution, so it's actually kind of good. For
Yeah, you know, I was thinking cars too.
And
you
I
know,
can
drive
still,
a lot of
and I can
places.
I
still
never take
do
cars too. I hate that
the
movie.
best way to
Yeah.
come.
That was bad,
Which
though.
is
See?
basketball.
That was a dumb joke.
No, I know it's bad. That's why I zipped my zipper. I did it.
Yeah, I mean, I knew you were obsessed with basketball, so I was trying to figure out a way to make you eliminate basketball. Maybe cars wasn't the best choice, but what about between doggy style and basketball? Which do you get rid
That's a
of?
great question.
I guess doggy style has to go.
Really? Not a big doggy style fan?
No, I am huge. They beat cars.
But you would just find other sports to like.
That's true. I could just get more.
Like you
into
get by in the off season. That's how I view things.
Really?
No, because I think about that too, dude. Everyone talks to me like, dude, you're such an obsessive sports fan, and I am an obsessive sports fan in a lot of ways. But the pandemic did make me realize I could go without it.
Yeah.
Just like a lot of things in life, you think I can't live without it, but then you figure out a way. Like unless you're truly, truly in love, you know what I mean? Like there's grief, obviously, and you'd probably grieve the loss of basketball, but like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I was like, where are you going
It's
with
so
this?
funny. You guys, You guys like come to a show and I'm just in the corner, like
Holding a
crying,
basketball.
holding a basketball. Like, it
You got a pair of LeBrons in one hand, a
it's
basketball
okay,
here.
man. It's
When
okay.
did you fall in love with basketball?
I don't know. Like I've loved basketball like my whole life.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you hate most about basketball, though? You hate the refs.
Yeah, there's just like stupid calls and stuff like
Okay.
that kind of like change the flow of the game. Yeah,
What's the
it's
dumbest
like,
thing about basketball to you?
I don't know, just having like knowing a lot of tall people. It's very funny that like people will walk up to the goofiest looking tall people and be like, God, you must play basketball.
Yeah,
It's like that
right.
guy cannot tie his shoes.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, isn't your brother? Did he play basketball? Right? Yeah. Did he play basketball?
No, he played one game. He played like 1 year and he was really tall and I was trying to get him to go into the post. And he just walked down and then he was like, excuse me. And I was like, stop saying excuse me to people. That is not.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through here. I'm sorry.
Pardon
Can I get through?
me.
Pardon me. Excuse
Pardon me.
Hi. You're in my way. If I could please get through. I have a dumb question. And then Joe and I talked about this on Sunday. Here's my question to you, Kyle. It's, would you rather fuck your cousin and nobody know about it, or not have sex with your cousin, but everybody thinks you fucked your cousin?
First cousin, second cousin?
Whatever. When I say cousin, the first cousin that popped in your head.
I think it's, I
Well,
don't
no, hold on. You could fuck a third
Wait,
cousin,
why
and
did
that's
you?
not a big
Oh,
deal.
that means you had other cousins that
think.
you're like, I'd fuck that
I
cousin.
still wouldn't.
No, I
Okay.
don't. No, I don't. I promise I don't.
Okay.
No, I just have a lot of cousins.
Oh, okay.
Real
So
quick,
many
I want to
options.
address why don't you think it matters if it's first, second, or third cousin? Because most people would
There's a
think that
big
matters.
difference.
It's a very big difference.
No, because first. Okay, fine. First cousin matters. It's first.
Yeah.
It's first
yeah,
cousin.
first
Excuse me.
cousin's
You're right.
Yeah.
First cousin.
gross.
Yeah.
Right. That's the point.
But if it's
I
like
think
a
I
fifth
would-
cousin,
I
like,
think I would not.
Wait, did you fuck your fifth cousin?
No, but I'm saying like if I found out a friend, like say you said, dude, I just found out my girlfriend's my fifth cousin. I'd have been like, I mean, I don't think.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, it's one
They
of
make
those
the
things.
best looking kids.
But if you were like,
Their eyes are so
if
close.
it's my
together.
first cousin, I'd be like,
No,
you're
they really
gross. Now, if you intentionally try to bang a fifth cousin, that's wrong. But if
Right.
you find out after the
Yeah,
fact that
you
was my
can't
fifth
meet
cousin.
someone at the family reunion. And
Yeah.
be like, this is hot.
First of all, that's an insane family reunion of a fifth cousin. You guys know what
I
a fifth
do
cousin
remember
is?
two of my cousins kind of like
It's like
Hooked
your
up?
when I was like a
No.
teenager. We were playing hide and go seek, and I was like, because one of them was like our second
Wait, answer the
cousin,
question.
and the other one was my first cousin, and I'm pretty sure they were fucking around.
Making out? Oh no.
Yeah, like
That's
maybe
some real
hand
shit right
stuff.
there. Yeah.
It was in a
That's pretty
school
bad.
bus too.
Of course it is. That's a real magic school
It's in an
bus, right?
abandoned school bus.
That's even better.
You got to answer the question, but before you do, I want to break down cousins for the listeners.
Yeah.
First cousins share
is the cousin
grandparents.
podcast.
Guys, this is the cousin podcast.
no,
brought
for
to you
real
by
though, a lot
Mr.
of people might not
Destiny.
really get
Everybody,
this.
just letting you know.
You brought the DVD down. You're fucking like you're
I was waiting for that.
you know what you are, Jonah. I just realized you're the coolest loser I know.
Oh no, agreed. 100%.
Because what that is
agreed.
that's like a loser thing to do.
100%.
But you're also very cool. So
I
you're
would
the
argue with
coolest
that
loser. Okay.
So what's the difference between cousins though? What's fifth cousin?
I just wanted to let the people know because a lot of people might not realize this. So like your first cousin you shared grandparents with, your second cousins you shared great grandparents with, your third cousins you shared great grandparents with. That's what that is. And a first cousin once removed is your cousin's child because they're once removed means one generation removed.
Jesus Christ, how do you know all this?
I came across it like
Because you want to fuck
randomly.
your cousin.
Yeah, it sounds
none
like
of my
somebody wanted to
cousins like
fuck their
that.
cousin.
What's your answer on that? What would you rather do?
I would rather them think that and not do it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's where
because at
I'm
least I could
as
sleep at
also.
night and let people talk shit. People think a lot of dumb things.
So
my
about you.
parents-
it's a question. It's a question of like, how do you feel?
Real
about
quick, our
people
producer's
thinking about
Austin
you?
shaking his head. You want to fuck your cousin, don't you, Austin?
Why would you ever want anybody to think that?
Right.
For the
So that's the
rest of
thing.
your
Well, you
life?
Right.
you don't want. I don't want, dude, because it's the choice. Do
Dude, you could fuck someone
No.
in 2 minutes.
Well, this is
Joe.
why. You know why this is a good
Versus
question.
a lifetime of scorning and
Yeah,
people
but-
not booking you because they think you fuck cousins.
Right.
Like,
No,
that's gonna-
you just make it your
No,
I'm
own.
just
so
looking for a
that's-
reason
so-
to quit comedy anyway, so that's fine if that happens.
No, that's why this is a good question because it's a question of like, am I morally strong or do I care about people's opinion of me more? Right. That's
Yeah.
what this question's all about. That's why it's a great question.
No, it's a good
But
question.
it's a stupid fucking question.
Yeah.
Well, it's a dumb
Well, I mean,
question. That's the point.
You would fuck your cousin knowing that this was a dilemma. It's not like could you tell them, hey, I have to fuck you? Or
Yeah,
else everyone
can you
in the
talk to
world's
your
gonna
cousin?
know?
Oh, so that's a good question.
Give you a little powwow with your cousin.
Because then you guys could like be cool and be like, yeah, we did it for a good greater cause.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Okay, now we're
smashed.
really
we
breaking this
smashed
down.
for the greater
Well, here,
cause.
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
a question for Joe. Would you rather fuck your fifth cousin who's like super ugly and fat and might give you an STD,
Uh-huh.
or your first cousin who's really hot?
Well, I don't get this either or, because Jonas at least has the
wait,
idea
he's not
of
gonna
like,
answer it.
Yeah.
why do I have to do either?
And
of
why
this?
is fat ugly to you, Austin?
Yeah, body shamer.
Yeah, explain what fat and why
Body
is that?
shamer
Why
piece of
Why
can't-
is that? And why are you shaming people with diseases?
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
God.
you,
This is
You
why you're
know,
behind the camera.
The youth of the nation has
Yeah.
a problem.
Yeah.
And it's hate.
Yes, it is. I'll tell you why this question came about is because I was in Las Vegas with my girlfriend and my
She's like, you want to have a
favorite
threesome with me and my cousin?
so my favorite Instagram story is a thing called siblings are dating, and they show you a picture.
Yeah.
Which is great. And then you have to guess who siblings are dating.
Yeah.
And I looked at her and she has kind of like similar features than me. I'm like, would we be featured on that? And she goes, you know, if you have sex with like your third cousin or fifth cousin, they actually make the most beautiful babies. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, that makes the most beautiful babies. I was like, do you want to fuck your cousin? And she's like, no, my cousins are gross. And she goes, I go, why do you even know that? And she goes, well, there's a book about it that I have. I'm like, do you want to fuck your cousin? What's going on? This is like a Game of Thrones thing.
Yeah.
It's because like the Punnett squares are so far enough. I don't really know anything about science. So I'm just going to say words that she spit at me. That's far enough where it's like, that's not going to fuck up your like genes, but they're so similar that it'll make beautiful. That's why everyone's gorgeous out there. But the problem is, so then she goes, and I go, and then I start going, I actually have hot cousins. And I started ranking my cousins of how hot they were to her.
No, you can't
And then I
do
started
that.
showing pictures of each cousin.
No.
And I spent time trying to find good looking pictures of them.
No.
And I ranked them. And then I look over and a bartender is just being like, do you want a drink or not? He heard that whole fucking conversation about me thinking my cousins are hot. It's so embarrassing. It was the most embarrassing thing that happened to me last year.
well, that's a good time as any to call this podcast right now. I'll tell you what. I like ending on that strong note, Jonah.
Yeah.
Kyle never answered the question.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't fuck my cousin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
he's got morals. He'd want to be able to sleep at
That's
night.
cool. So everybody, Kyle fucked his cousin.
Well,
Because you'd rather have that.
okay, I guess I'd rather have that.
Yeah, because you could always
And
deny that lie. Because it
I'll
is a
have
lie.
the world think that I fucked my cousin, and I'll still have basketball.
There you go. Man.
Oh my God, you brought it all back.
Yeah.
That's the end of the podcast.
There you go. What a fucking bookend, man. What a pro Kyle Scanlan is. Kyle Scanlan, would you tell everyone where they could find you? And thanks again for being on the podcast.
Oh
buddy.
yeah, thanks for
Yeah.
having me, boys.
Hope you had fun.
At Kyle Scanlan on everything. I'm at the Lincoln Lodge most weekends.
Lincoln Lodge in Chicago, one of
Yeah.
the best comedy clubs in this great city of ours. Everyone, for Jonah Jurkens, myself, and Kyle Scanlan, thank you for listening to Let's Get Dumb. Feel free to rate us on iTunes. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube and all that other good shit. You guys are the best. Cheers.